Biblical Archaeology, 19. New Testament. The New Testament records the history of the relationship between God and Christians. Archaeology and extra-biblical history confirm many of the historical details mentioned in the New Testament. In this video series, we discuss various examples. Gallio, Proconsul of Achaea in Greece in 51 AD. In Acts chapter 18 verse 12-16 we read, "But when Gallio was Proconsul of Achaia, the Jews made a united attack on Paul and brought him before the tribunal, saying, 'This man is persuading people to worship God contrary to the law.' But when Paul was about to open his mouth, Gallio said to the Jews, 'If it were a matter of wrongdoing or vicious crime, O Jews, I would have reason to accept your complaint. But since it is a matter of questions about words and names in your own law, see to it yourselves. I refuse to be a judge of these things.' And he drove them from the tribunal." Archaeologists find ancient tunnel used to escape Romans in Jerusalem. Israeli archaeologists said they've stumbled upon the site of one of the great dramatic scenes of the Roman sacking of Jerusalem 2,000 years ago. The subterranean drainage channel Jews used to escape from the city's Roman conquerors, 2007. Colosseum. Built with loot from sack of Jerusalem Temple, 79 to 82 AD. Bethsaida. The lost city of Jesus' apostles has just been found, archaeologists say. A team of researchers has managed to locate Bethsaida, the hometown of Andrew, Peter, and Philip according to the Gospel of John 1:44 and 12:21, at the site of El Araj on the shore of the Sea of Galilee, also known as Lake Tiberias. Inscription offers earliest evidence of Christianity in Israel's Jezreel Valley. The 5th century engraving, found repurposed in a Byzantine building's wall, references Christ born of Mary. Archaeologists in the northern Israeli village of Et Tayyiba have unearthed a 1,500-year-old Greek inscription that includes the phrase, "Christ born of Mary," according to a statement from the Israel Antiquities Authority. Greek inscription provides evidence of a hitherto unknown 5th-century Byzantine-era church. The find closes a circle on Christian settlement in small Jezreel Valley village Tybe. The census. 2nd-century historian Tertullian wrote that he saw the census records of Jesus and his family ordered by Augustus, in Rome. And yet how could he have been admitted into the synagogue? One so abruptly, so unknown. One, of whom no one had as yet been apprised of his tribe, his nation, his family, and lastly, his enrollment in the census of Augustus, that most faithful witness of the Lord's nativity, kept in the archives of Rome. Tertullian, against Marcion, Book 4, 7. We have the writings of Caesar Augustus himself speaking of the census he ordered in 8 BC, which would have taken 2 to 3 years to complete and was delayed in being started because Quirinius, who was in authority, had to go quell the revolt in the Scythian highlands, which would have added another 2 to 3 years, taking us to approximately 2 BC for the census ordered by Caesar Augustus. The following is an account given by Augustus of the census. In my 6th consulate, 28 BC, I made a census of the people with Marcus Agrippa as my colleague. I conducted a lustrum, after a 41-year gap, in which lustrum were counted 4,063,000 heads of Roman citizens. Then again, with consular imperium I conducted a lustrum alone when Gaius Censorinus and Gaius Asinius were consuls, 8 BC, in which lustrum were counted 4,233,000 heads of Roman citizens. Res Gestae 8 The Deeds of Augustus, by Augustus. Archaeologist Sir William Ramsay expounds that just after conquering the Scythian highlanders in Galatia, Quirinius then turned his attention to Syria and Judea in 6 to 5 BC, and that the census had been delayed until then. In BC 7, when Varus came to govern Syria, Augustus perceived that the internal affairs of the province would require all the energy of the regular governor, and sent at the same time a special officer with the usual title, Lieutenant of Augustus, to administer the military resources of the province, and specially to conduct the war against the Hamonidenses and any other foreign relations that demanded military intervention. Moreover, Varus had no experience in war, and an experienced officer was needed. Thus, Quirinius conducted the war pretty certainly in BC 6, perhaps in 7 and 6, perhaps in 6 and 5. Conclusion. Many historical details from the Bible have been confirmed by archaeology. And there is no biblical narrative that has been falsified by archaeology. The Bible can be trusted as a collection of historical documents. Thanks to Michael Moat for compiling this information. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.